aSung here today from the Cardano Crocs Club.
Hey. So I apologize in advance. I have nothing prepared because I was asked to talk about half an hour ago. So
let's see Cardano community members stepping it up and sharing what they have. So that's what you do. What is the Cardano Crocs Club? How did you get started, and how's that idea come about?
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know me, I go by aSung from the Cardano Crocs Club project. For those of you that do know me, I'm still aSung. I'm sorry, being there. Now, what I do at the project, so I do a lot of technical stuff, but also I'm the voice of the project. So you see me on Twitter or the Discord as I go to talk. And that's more or less my quote-unquote role. But because it's a smaller project, we all do a little bit of everything. And so how I got started. So this is interesting. I'm not a founder. Never was and never will be. I actually was a community member that kind of just put the next on over time. I joined the project and I won a Twitter giveaway. What was that? So back in the day, I never used Twitter before Discord. I was before NFTs before crypto. And all the Twitter things I've seen, you have to tag two friends. Well, I had no friends who never used Twitter. But there was this one tweet where the tag two friends department was there. And so I joined. And I just happened to win. But what ended up happening was the project that I was applying. Because I had no friends, no posts, nothing. So they gave it to somebody else. So to this day, I'm waiting for my product. And as soon as I get it, I'm leaving. But until that happens, I'm stuck here waiting for my product. So that's how I do the product.
So what's the community like in that whole Cardano Crocs Club community? You have a certain goal or contests together? What's it like?
It's basically a dysfunctional family. Everybody from everywhere, from all over the world, different ages. But we all have a common goal. So what I thought was the coolest was, like in my day-to-day life, I don't talk to people about crypto, NFT, Web3 world. Nobody cares. They look at me like I have 4 eyes. I'm an entrepreneur. I get it like 4 eyes. But all in all, this community was different. Where on the Discord, on Twitter, you can talk to people about it. You can openly talk about Bitcoin, about Cardano. You can all draw lines on a piece of paper. But that's more or less the idea we have. But we're also using connected through NFTC. So I just get the jumbotron, I guess, have a box, have crazy looking things, and all in all, it comes together.
So as this dysfunctional family, do you have any crazy stories or funny things to share from experience with everyone?
Yeah, so a lot of stories, but mainly the direction of the project. So the project started off with NFTs. It was kind of for fun. It was really not, there was no direction. So just to clarify, this project initiated 2 years ago, October 21st, 2021. We've been here around since then, and the original idea was to create fabrication. Right? You want to kind of revisit the experience of walking through fabrication. Record a machine, you can type it back and then you know it all, something like that. And that installer factor kind of goes to the original roadmap. But over time, we've kind of seen everything come and go. We started metaverse trades, interoperability trades, started off as a campaign, but what we realized with the arcade is the digital arcade is just a website with applications, right? So why limit it to games? I mean, a business is also a website. On the websites or on the digital. Right? So right now, the goal is to make what we call a Web 2.5 app. So think of the Google Play Store, the app, where you can interact with not only Web 2 products, but also integrate crypto products. And now we have Web 3. We call it Web 2.5 because the Web 2 is today, Web 3 is the future. We're building towards an intermediary that bridge
Very cool. Does anybody in the audience have a question? Like out there, yes. Some big fans in the crowd. I want to know about you. What brought you to Cardano?
Yeah, so I found out about crypto. So before crypto, I'm very heavily invested in personal finance. So retirement accounts, all that stuff, for stock market. But what I realized was after working for 5 to 6 years, I checked my 401k, and at the rate it was going, I was finally to retire at the young age of 149. So something had to change. I mean, that obviously wasn't going to happen. And the more I looked around, at the time I heard about this was also back I heard about this E2 thing. I know Bitcoin was went up and down all the time, and then this Ethereum thing supposedly was going to change the world. Naive me, I had no idea what that was. I bought an Ethereum, and then because I bought one at the time it was like $400. Now I actually had more reason to look into it. I had skin in the game. I had more reason to investigate this thing that's all about. That's how I got involved with crypto. And then fast forward to this was actually middle of 2020. Fast forward to November. I stumbled across a video from Howard into the cryptoverse on YouTube, and they're talking about Cardano. I don't know what this is, but they're very, I guess, meditation based. They have research papers and much more source principles oriented. And this kind of aligned with me, just that I got. And so I listened to Cardano, and I said, this is pretty cool. Problem was, all the exchanges that I could use did not have Cardano. So I used this very sketchy site called Simple Swap, where I just throw Bitcoin at these people, hoping they send me stuff back. And it works. And that ended up with my first Cardano. And since then, I kind of been consistent like that. So here, very, first principles oriented, and that fits with that. And it's been many years.
That's awesome. I always love to hear what people, what brings people here, what makes them stay, right? One thing is you getting here, the other thing is not leaving. So I get a lot of the community that helps them stick around. Makes them feel comfortable with building, support it, feels kind of like home. So I want to ask you about the NFT space. Where do you see that NFT space going in the next couple of years?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question because there's no one answer. Let me give some examples. So a lot of the NFTs you see are art-based, all about art, and that's fine. But what we realized more recently, this has been like a trend in the space past year or two. The focus has been shifting from art to what people call utility. Like, what can you actually do with it? What can you do by holding it? What do you get holding it? A lot of times these are directed at financial interest. That's not exactly what's wrong. But all in all, NFTs can be used for different things. So, for example, our parent company is called Kickoff, and through NFTs, we actually have corporate bonds for NFTs. The bonds from our token or bonds from US support. And basically, they go to your wallet, and over a certain amount of time, you have the bond that matures. You this for whatever you're owed. We have bonds, bonds like that. We also have bonds to be for much longer duration. But that's one example of how NFTs are real. Where corporate bonds today here in just a number on paper or rather on a screen, right? And NFTs are one way you can actually hold these things, have ownership of it. Also can be traded. You can trade your NFTs and the market can grow. But it gives you the transparency to track it.
Because I'm reading Cardano Crocs Club, can you tell me specifically about what the that system, what the roadmap looks like and how it works?
Yeah, sure. So to go back to my original the original idea was to make an arcade with some sort of again put quarter into machine, play this game, and kind of have fun and enjoy that time. So when the Crocs started, we actually have 3 collections. So the first collection is called the Cardano Crocs Club. On the screen is the right side, the 2D, and that's the left side, the 2D like on the top. And then our second collection was actually the radioactive Crocs Club, 3D on the top, on the left side. The third collection was actually a game. So it was a breeding. And if you have any 2 crops in your collection, you can breed them using C4 or over an 8 period, similar to the Tamagotchi. You'll get a new baby crop, which is not shown here, but it's pixelated. So we have a 2D, a 3D, and an 8-bit art collection, which intentional because we noticed that from an art perspective, you can have different types of art that people like. Some people gravitate towards one thing or another, but also from the utility side, you're asking, you need blocks to earn. So on a daily basis, depending on how rare blocks are, they'll give you a certain amount of tokens. And the idea came about because, so previously before Cardano, we talked about all this stuff, I was on Binance. So Binance is a farm, build farm, a lot of things. And recently, around the same time, a project on Ethereum called Cyberpunk, they had safety mechanisms for return. And the idea came, like, why is it that tokens can only be distributed to farms? Why is the token can only be distributed to sort of farming mechanism, which is not sustainable? When the farm is closed, the token will be treasured. There's no use case. So we decided to try this idea of combining the two. Why not combine the NFT with token distribution? And so right now, at least until the end of next year, you'll continuously earn daily token credit. And 75% of the total supply will be used. Other than that, we have some other things. For example, we're actually giving out, we have a second token called Net, which represents a share of our current company. It's not a share right now, but it will be once the legal thing cleared up. And really, this is only earned by holding props. So if you were in the pipe in the beginning, or you sort of going into the idea of this whole thing, you can earn tokens if you have company shares. This is essentially a much longer plan where our private company we plan to launch our product, but over time, hopefully, that will sell.
And do you actually do development on the project?
So if you're asking if I do like coding, databases, I'm taking 2 coding classes in college, and that makes me an expert in coding. But also I'm an engineer, so I can understand fundamentals of physical design. So I can kind of, I can get an idea for what coders have to do. I can say that it's also productive, but also I can break down complicated things a bit more easier with it, I guess, by speaker, author. That's like up here, I guess. Yeah, that's the question.
And what's the utility of the silicon token?
Yeah, so first of all, we have some games. Okay, so again, we're building an app store. That's the overall goal. Now, to break it down further, we're focusing on 2 things. It's gaming and finance. So why? Finance is a no-brainer. Crypto, essentially, one of the, I guess, the stories behind it is essentially not replace per se, but to interact with the system better than exists. But gaming is one of the avenues where Google use it. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Phone the baby. No, but going back, so finance is a no-brainer. That's kind of what the goal is. But gaming is one of the avenues we actually put people in. So there's a whole idea of like onboarding people, right, bridging the world from the normal, I guess, ecosystems, but what we call it too. Well, the way I personally see it, one of those avenues is going to be for everything, whether it's through gaming, through music, through art, through some other ways to represent yourself. And for this to fill time, that'll be something that people can do, right? You go, why do you want your phone? You can do business there, and also interact with your bank. But also, when you're sitting in the toilet, you can play Angry Birds, right? Like, there's such a big spectrum. But today on blockchain, what can you do? Well, you have to go to the computer, put it down on a wallet, have to get your address, and then like all these things are right? But the token specifically, some of the games we have, you need a token to play. Some of them you don't. For example, we launched a poker platform in October last year, and version 2 is this week. One of our tokens represents one share, one poker chip on the platform. And you can cash in and cash out with good player, money. If you're like me, then you do player money. That. But that's one aspect. I'm making a few games as well. Some of them will require to buy. But we're also making financial products. We have a stable account comes up in this year. We have another service we just launched called CK. CK is a payment processor. So essentially, think PayPal, think Zelle, any payment processor exists. But you can also interact with something else we noticed is there's a lot of people or projects or protocols that have tokens, but you can't join in with tokens. It's a hold. And some of these, of course, you can create things to grab the ecosystem. But if you don't care for their tokens, you don't care for their provisions, what do you do with their tokens? Look, there's nothing good. You can't get rid of them because you can just store it away, but that's the way to create them. So this is one avenue you see that where maybe you can use these tokens as currency. I mean, the term is called cryptocurrency. It's funny because not all of them are currency. But with this application, paper services, including our own.
Question from the audience? Yes. Yeah. Thanks. I saw you guys in NFT Excel in Vegas, and you had it was great. What an amazing event, even in the fair market. And I see you here today. So I just want to, the importance of showing up to this in-person event to me is just, I can't even put it in words, but you are here today, and you'll have a project. And I saw you guys a couple of weeks ago in Vegas. It shows that you see the importance of this event. Can you share a little bit to the audience here today? Why is it important to do the meetup, in-person meetup?
No, absolutely. So it kind of ties back into everything we're doing, the whole Web 2.5 notion. It's funny because the traditional world today that we're living, you interact in person, you talk to each other over the phone maybe, but you have Skype, you have other things. You talk to each other face to face, you get a feel for who they are, their hand gestures, their emotions, their face, right? You get an idea for like that kind of person that you're interacting. But for some reason, Web 3 is so different. Everyone has to be anonymous, secretive, and it's a little bit weird because like if you want to actually have a serious partnership, serious collaboration, or talk even like VC factors, they're gonna want to see you in person. It's very rare to make these connections and these deals over a computer screen. You can be there, nobody knows who you are. On one hand, it's great, but if you want to expand your brand and control the company, you need to know who you're working with. You want to know who your partners are. And even if something happens, at least you have a good impression. You know, going to these events, one of the things that we do is just get the word out there, right? It doesn't need to be just Cardano. At CPay, a lot of tokens support our Ethereum. That's because Ethereum has been around longer than tokens. Not that they're getting Cardano, but there's also from tokens on there as well. And all in all, in-person events, in-person interactions are very important to have connection. We take it to the next level. We start off as an NFT project, and I laugh at it, right? Just a bunch of talk about things. What are we doing? Then we launch some things that are a bit more serious, like augmented, called good science. Then suddenly they're not laughing at you. When I have a serious conversation, hey, actually, what you're doing makes sense to my business. Let's talk. Okay, we're gonna talk. Am I gonna be a crocodile talking to you, or am I gonna be a person? That's imperfect, you know, it makes a big difference. So, and that's not just to say that these in-person events have to but all in all, we've had more success and more longevity with some people we've met, whether it's General Crypto Conference, whether it's Toronto. CPay works because we have made connections with centralized exchanges, proof point companies. And these people we met in person at these events, talk to them, that's how we're able to do it. So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to establish relationships, 9 out of 10 times, the in-person will have a long life. If you just want to talk, have fun, and hang out, then sometimes it's okay.
Do you think that, how does your community, your Crocs community, how does that translate to CPay? Do they support CPay? Are they proud of it? Are they part of it? Do you think that having this community ahead of building CPay was a good thing to do and support? Or do you think that we would have the same support starting CPay before, without the event?
No, absolutely. The community is a very vital role, not just for CPay, but for the professional project. So, to give some, background information, our first product was the corporate platform, right? Which is the part of the larger app store picture. But before the corporate platform even existed, the idea was to make a game like similar to one Summer did, where your little cartoony worm thing with the bazooka, you blow each other up. Except when we started developing this, they actually hated it. They didn't like the concept. And they figured instead let's just do poker. It's a bigger audience, has a bigger use case, and then actually tokens tie in directly to the I guess what everything we're building. Web3. And so in that particular instance, community kind of directed projects, something else they didn't like. But the other thing is that Web3 in its current form is very strange. In traditional business, you are a company and you have users or consumers or consumers. But in Web3, there's no barrier. Your community is also users, also consumers and customers, or some of them at least. And they're also your biggest supporters. They're also your biggest haters. And so, starting with the community definitely was vital. Like they also helped get the word out. Some of these community members just sit at home and do nothing, but the other community members that are like CEOs of businesses, they have certain skills, paint stuff, or create things on the computer. They're so many different skill sets that it's so versatile that you can tap into your community at all of them. You can bring your product further than any normal company can, because you can utilize the exact skill sets rather under your nose. And some people, sometimes I notice, can't do this efficiently for whatever reason. But for us, that was one of the reasons why it was fit. We made certain connections with companies. And that was the reason for that. One of our members owns a clothing line. So we're send out some merch last year because it was printed for us. There's two examples, but yeah, communities are very vital.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and no binaries, there you go. NFTs are more than covered out pictures, dogs, and more. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any more options to share? How can we support you or involve you?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the first thing is, I guess, a message from the entire community. Yes, NFTs are funny. Quickly joke in some instances, but don't dismiss them right away. There are a lot of projects out there, Cardano or not, that are doing very cool things. Just 2 weeks ago, a project in Ethereum partnered with a bunch of projects, all chains. They're launching IPA beer, right? That NFT? No, they can't drink beer in a book, right? Other projects that are like us creating services and products. But the point is that the space is evolving. Look below the surface, and NFTs, if you're interested in the NFT itself or what they're doing, is the easiest way is to go talk to them, right? The beauty of NFTs, again, as I mentioned, community is tied to everything else we're doing. Just jump into Discord, jump on Twitter, say hi, say what's this about, how do I get started, right? And if you like what you see, you like what you hear, they're looking to further and you can buy NFTs if it's going to be not fine, that's at least fine. So for us directly, you want to go to our website, go to Discord, you say go to Hangout. But that's a good start, the website, and look forward to things that have the world.
Thank you.